When you turn on the news and see conflict in the Middle East, have you ever stopped to ask, what is really behind it? It's a battle over oil and gas. The Middle East is a powder keg because fossil fuels are concentrated in just a few places. 68% of the world's oil sits there. Russia once supplied 40% of Europe's gas. And this uneven distribution turns energy into a weapon. Pipelines become chains. But China's zero carbon transition is dismantling that old war logic. Why? Because oil and gas are centralized. Oil from the Middle East has to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, then the Malacca Strait to reach Asia. A single disruption anywhere along that route threatens the entire region. Renewable energy flips the map. Sunlight and wind are everywhere. There is no OPEC for wind. Every solar panel, every wind turbine becomes a tiny, independent power plant. In the past, nations got dragged into conflicts just to secure energy. Now, with zero carbon, we can hold energy sovereignty in our own hands. This is energy democratization, shifting from resource wars to technological competition. And China's strategy is clear. Replace the old oil-based geopolitics with a new system built on solar, storage, and ultra-high voltage transmission. And what is even more brilliant is when countries can power themselves with solar panels on their own rooftops. Who needs to fight over sea lanes? Now, let's talk about something even smarter, turning electricity into tokens. China uses ultra-high voltage lanes to send green power from the west to the east, where computing centers turn that power into digital services. Or we can convert low-cost green electricity directly into computing tokens. Here is the math. Green power in China's northeast can cost just 0.2 to 0.3 RMB per kilowatt hour. Turn that into computing tokens and its value jumps to 4 to 6 yuan, a 20-fold increase. And sending electricity across borders is hard. It requires massive grid infrastructure. But computing power flows like the internet. It can reach the Belt and Road partner countries instantly. That is how China shares its green energy dividends with the world. And compare that to shipping oil and gas through conflict zones. Delivering computing power through fiber optics is safer, cleaner, and more efficient. This is a new kind of energy digital double circulation. Now let's zoom out to the global south. In the past, development means following a fixed path, building power plants for decades and string transmission lines everywhere. Finally, bring electricity to remote villages. It was slow and expensive. Today, 600 million people in Africa still don't have power. But China's zero-carbon technology has changed the game. For example, a remote village, instead of waiting 10 years of a power station, you install a few solar panels, add battery storage, and that village leapfrogs the entire grid era, straight into the electrical age, effortlessly. This is not just a plan, it is happening now. Across Africa, solar projects built by China are powering communities. Off-grid solar is exploding. In Rwanda, thousands of homes have electricity for the first time. And solar pumps in Ethiopia are boosting agriculture. And Pacific Islands are replacing diesel with storage. And this isn't charity, it is a business model. China provides the equipment and technology, and local communities gain power, jobs, and sustainable growth. Most importantly, these countries skip the fossil fuel trap entirely. They jump straight to clean electricity. And that leapfrog development is only possible with solar and storage. And China is the world's largest supply. What does this mean? China isn't transforming itself, it is offering billions of people a path to modernization that doesn't require plunder or war. When the world gains through zero carbon, China's rise becomes part of the shared future. Okay, let's bring it all together. At the technology level, advances in solar and storage strengthen China's manufacturing. At the industry level, green electricity powers AI and computing, securing leadership in new infrastructure. At the finance level, energy tokens and carbon markets expand influence. At the governance level, powering the global south builds partnerships. And each step creates larger markets, more data, and faster innovation. It is a reinforcing loop. Every zero-carbon advance strengthens China's technology, industry, finance, and diplomacy. And zero carbon is no longer a trade-off between environment and economy. China has aligned all interests. Environmentalists get real results, and industries get upgrades, and diplomats gain leadership. Finance get new assets. Constraints become innovation. Global crises become opportunities, and China has turned zero carbon into an exportable system, not just a domestic effort. And this isn't how China governs after rising. It is rising by helping solve the climate crisis. It is not copying the old Western model. It is defining the next civilization.